Little Witch in the Woods is finally launching into its full 1.0 release on September 15th, and it looks adorable. I actually bought this game a while back because so many of you asked me about it, and thanks to today's sponsor, Sunny Side Up, we get to explore a bit of the prologue, so I can show you some of the gameplay mechanics. Then I'm gonna show you the new areas that have been added to the 1.0 version, which you're gonna love. One of the areas looks so magical, you don't want to miss it. If you want to play Little Witch in the Woods yourself, you can get it for $15.99. However, you can get it 10% off during its launch period, which is gonna run from September 15th till September 28th. The Steam link is gonna be right below the like button, and while you're going there, maybe squish the like button if you find this video helpful, and perhaps we can reach 800 likes. Now, before we get to the 1.0 content, let me show you a bit of the prologue and introduce you to some of the gameplay mechanics. I'm gonna leave a timestamp where I show you the 1.0 added content, so if you already played the early access and you don't want to see the prologue, you can jump into that instead. So here we are. I'm gonna be playing with my controller, but you can also use your keyboard since you have a WASD keyboard control scheme. And if you played the early access, then you can already see we have a new title screen. So let's begin our journey where we find ourselves on a train. We're on the way to the witch's house, and the character portrait of Ellie is so cute. You're gonna see a lot of character portraits in here. I know a lot of you love them, so there's plenty to see here. We also learned that we have a talking hat, which seems like our mentor or, our guide. His name is Virgil, and he seems to be the one who's keeping us out of trouble. Now, I chat a bit with the bartender. When I have a conversation with someone, I have a few general words that I can choose from. So like general chatting and giving gifts, but there's also a really cool feature where I can use some special words in specific situations. As I'm dying out of boredom, I just want to get to my destination. I see this huge shining tree, and coincidentally, I get to explore it because the train got stuck. And curiosity is gonna kill the cat, but hopefully it doesn't kill Ellie because I really like Ellie, even though she's always up to no good. So we learned that we can draw things using our quill, I don't know how to say that, and that means that we get to record them in our encyclopedia. This is also where we learn about different things in the world and what tools we can use to collect them, which habitats we can find them in, as well as some challenges that we can do to expand our knowledge on them. I really like the UI design. It fits the witchy theme of the game. It feels like a little bit of medieval style, but I also have to say some of the things were a little bit difficult to read in the tutorial section, especially the ones in the red font. We can sprint, but that comes with a stamina bar, and we can also parkour, so we can, climb up to different areas and collect stuff. We get to see the shining tree after all, and we also see a magical cat on our way, which we decide to follow as it leads us to the witch's house. I don't want to go back and sleep on the train. I really don't want to be on that train. So for whatever reason, I thought it's gonna be a good idea to sleep in the witch's house for the night. Now we wake up the next day, and of course, I missed the train, but thankfully, the bartender left me a letter telling me that I can go to the village to the east. So Virgil and I decide to go back to the witch's house first to clean up, and we learn how to make a weed terminator potion because the road to the village is actually blocked. Now under the witch's house, there's this whole basement with different machines that we can use, and even a massive cauldron where we can make the weed terminator potion. The first time I tried to make it, the instructions were a bit difficult to understand, so if you're struggling too, basically you need to keep tapping the A button on your controller. So I'm using an Xbox controller, and this is how, for example, in this potion, we get the heat level up to 4. Then you place the 2 ingredients. It doesn't matter which order you place them in. And after that, you have to follow the direction of mixing with the ladle. Guys, English is not my first language, so stuff like that, I'm just like, I don't know how to say them. But anyways, you get what I'm talking about. So for this one, you just hold the left joystick to the left direction, and voila, the potion is ready, and it's time for us to explore the village to the east. Now I realized that I can pinch these Squish chubs' cheeks to get some soft fur from them, which is so adorable. So I do that, then I use my potion to get rid of the weed that was blocking the road to the village, and after that I find a massive vine that's actually blocking the road, so I need to get rid of it. I need to repair the extractor back at the witch's house, and luckily I meet this lady who is, well, unfortunately cursed, so it's not lucky for her, but it is lucky for me because her reward will give me a glass bottle that I need to repair the extractor. So I make this curse lifting candy, give it to her, you know, and on my way to give her the candy, I see this pumpkin terrier, but I wasn't sure how to get the materials out of it. Then I figure out that I just need to chase them down, which is pretty funny, but also cute. So I go back to the cursed lady, I give her the candy, I get my bottle, and now I can repair the extractor. She also gives me an atlas that I can use to draw my map and not get lost. Now I can extract from the ingredients that I have collected, so I can get things like witch flower and squishy chup for extracts to make my weed terminator potions. And I can use that to clear out some of the blocked roads in the forest as well. Now making the potions is very satisfying. Look at the little cloud with the smiley face that pops when a creation is successful. I managed to get rid of the weeds and found this little guy here. He was hurt, so I made a potion to help him out. I think this is a good glimpse at the prologue because I don't want to give away too much, but eventually we were finally able to get to the village by clearing the big vine, and sadly the village is all in shambles, and Ellie, being Ellie, and of course she is an apprentice witch, her goal is to help the people. So the next day we unlock the broom, making traveling a lot faster. We can also now start selling things, and we meet Arden as we try to gather information on how to restore the carpenter's house, because again we're trying to restore the village to its former glory. While I was doing some work, I bought this bug net from the witch's catalog, and I also unlocked a notice board, and some of the items from the witch's catalog require Luna, which is a special currency that you can get by using this exchange box outside of the witch's house. So you can put up to 10 different things in there and see how much Luna you're gonna make in return. While you have the main story unfolding, which is really interesting and it has me hooked, it's gonna keep you on your toes. There's gonna be a lot of plot twists and stuff like that because, you know, you're gonna really want to see what's gonna happen next. Your overall goal is to keep filling up your encyclopedia, crafting different potions and candies, and helping out the villagers with a lot of side quests. The potions are fun to play with because they let you access new, previously unreachable areas, and then the candies, you know, you can craft them and they can be used to complete side quests or sell them for extra currency, for example. Now, we have new main story quests that lead to the areas like the Stardust Cavern exploration, Lisa White's garden, and Star of the Wisteria, as well as expanded stories for the villagers Aaron, Theo, and Roy with Acts 1 through 3. So that's gonna let you get to know them a lot better. Interacting with villagers is available here through personal chats, chit-chat, even the special keywords that I told you about before, and giving them gifts will all lead into increasing your hearts with them. I also wanted to show you some of the gorgeous locations you're gonna unlock along the way. These areas are packed with resources that you can collect, so you can mine, fish, and swim. You can also buy furniture to decorate and expand your home. I know a lot of you love decorating your home, so you could definitely do that here, as well as decorating your basement. And we also have new decor items that have been added to the full release, so you can make your space feel very special and unique to you. Speaking of customization, I really like the little details here. Like, not only am I able to customize my broom and how it looks like, but I can also change its dye. It's such a small touch, but it makes the game just feel more immersive. And of course, the pixel art world is gorgeous. Look at it, it's stunning. And it's made even better with a whimsical soundtrack to accompany our exploration. You know me, I'm very picky about my music, so it's been so nice to see Cozy Games this year putting effort into their soundtracks. Collecting resources feels very fresh and innovative here as well. So for example, mining. Sure, you have some rocks that you can mine, but also some creatures actually have gems inside them. So you're gonna have to chase them down and collect ores from them. And again, if you remember the different life forms that I've talked about before, so some of them you can pet, others you can pinch their cheeks. There are some that you need to use specific potions so you can collect resources from them. It really is interesting and it makes things different than the regular, oh, we have silver and gold ore, and then we have I don't know, milk and cheese and stuff like that. Now, one thing that I had a bit of problems with is the maps. They can be pretty tricky to figure out. Each area has its own map and you need to find special map signs to reveal it in your menu or in your atlas. So the problem is many areas feel like a maze and I often found myself getting lost. Now, with time, you will memorize things, but it is gonna take a while for you to get the hang of stuff. I think a mini map or even quest markers to guide you to your next objective would make a huge difference. You can also repair teleportation doors to make traveling back to your house easier, which helps, but I still wish there was a bit more guidance when exploring and tracking down your next quest location. Now, you can also see this new village area to the south with new villagers like Klala, for example. So the latest update brings 4 new villager types, as well as 5 new feline species. The villagers will always be doing their own thing, their own routine. Some might be painting, some might be at the bakery, which again, it all adds a bit more to the immersion. Plus, you can also enter the different shops and see the little details inside, as well as enter villagers' houses. Now, the star of the show that I told you don't want to miss in the intro is this new cave. It is so beautiful and it adds 20 new fish species that you can get, along with new potions and candies, and also new animals and plants that we can draw in our encyclopedia and learn more about. So that means we have even more new resources to gather. I am seriously blown away by this game. If you love narrative-driven cozy games, Little Witch in the Woods is gonna hook you. There's tons of witty dialogue that keeps interactions engaging, and the gameplay loops are very satisfying, from crafting candies to sell, brewing potions that are gonna help you not only gather resources, but also unlock, being able to reach new areas. You also have these quirky villagers that you're gonna talk to and deepen your relationship with them, and it's all while uncovering a big overarching story of the mystery behind the witch's house. The pacing is gonna start out slow, but it's in the best way. With each act, you're unlocking new areas, you're uncovering plot twists, you're learning more about the story. There's just always something exciting that you're gonna be looking forward to. And with the sheer amount of content here, I think the price point is more than fair. And again, it is on a 10% discount from September 15th till September 28th. So let me know if you played the early access version of Little Witch in the Woods, or if you're gonna get this full release. And thank you guys so much for putting this game on my radar, and of course thank you Sunny Side Up for sponsoring today's video. It was a blast exploring your game and I had a really good time. Squish the like button if this video was helpful, and thank you to my YouTube and Bubbly patrons who make videos like this possible, and a shout out goes to the game dimension, Yugoslav, Jake Logan, and Stella for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.